driving by. We have our window open, so if the audio is bad, I'm sorry.
We're trying to film a gratitude video. Shut up.
That's not how you be grateful. So thank you for your service.
I'm grateful for your service. Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing our second coffee chat episode, and I guess for this episode we're going to be talking about like how we practice gratitude, because we talk about it a lot.
We do.
So we got our coffee and we're talking about gratitude. Do we do our cheers thing?
Oh yes. Wait, let me hold this. It's hot.
Please don't spill it on me. There we go. So who wants to do the backstory?
You can do the backstory.
Okay, so basically we watched Mimi Icon for quite a bit, since like early high school. Yeah, so she's the one who created like Luxy Hair and like a lot of products, and she's like an entrepreneur. But she talked about gratitude a lot, and I remember thinking like how she was so positive and things like that. So early high school, probably like grade 9 or 10, I would practice like visualizing. Like there's this thing that she does called gratitude walk, right? So she would walk and she would start with things that she's grateful for, like right now, like I'm grateful for my family, my schooling, health and things like that. But little by little she would start saying things that she's grateful for that she doesn't have yet. So she's like, I'm grateful. So for me, I would say I'm grateful that I'm practicing a fit lifestyle. I'm grateful that I'm doing well in my math course because I didn't like math. So I did that for a bit in high school, and then I would see that because I was putting it out there, it would happen. Because I'm not telling myself that I can't do it, I'm just saying like it's already happening. So it was kind of like I was visualizing it, and I had a vision, and then I would just kind of work my way towards it. So I found that to be helpful, and then that's kind of what I did before.
Yeah, so but when I started watching these videos and she talked about gratitude, I'm like, I'm already grateful. I think I've said this before in other videos too. So I didn't really take any steps to like actually be grateful and do it every single day. I just thought I was already grateful because I wasn't like, I guess, sad, or I didn't feel like I needed to be more grateful than I was, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Like you thought you had a good sense.
Yeah,
like,
so I didn't really practice it when I was younger, when I was introduced to it. January of this year, I started practicing the 5-minute journal. So I took like this little notebook here, and I just like write down the steps that they have a PDF online. So I just used that. So there's certain questions, I'd answer them every morning. And then for my birthday, Saathana got me the actual 5-minute journal. You can watch the vlog. And so that's helped me keep going and helped me keep track. So I've been doing it for about 6 months now.
Yeah. For me, like when she was doing it in her regular notebook, I was like too lazy to write it, so I would just say it out loud in the morning. But then I realized, like, I don't know, there's something about writing things down that makes it more like concrete. Like I think because you're seeing it, it's not like you're dismissing it. So I started in April. It was like during my exam time, I remember. And like instead of buying another 5-minute journal, like whatever the questions were in her journal, I'll just repeat it in a normal notebook. Yeah, so I've been doing it from April, so that's what, like 3 months?
2-3 months, yeah.
Yeah, 2-3 months.
So that's how we started. We started using the 5-minute journal. So I guess we'll go through the different sections and what we write for each process. So the first section is 3 things that we're grateful for. So what do you do in the morning for 3 things that you're grateful for?
So like I draw like a little sunshine because that's like my morning section.
The morning section,
yeah. So then in the beginning it was a lot more water, breathing, family, and then now it's kind of more like it's similar, but then I'll be like, I'm grateful for sunshine because sunshine makes me really happy. Yeah, and then I say physical health a lot because when we're jogging, like we were talking about this though, like when we write, I actually visualize it, like a sunny day. If I say physical health, I'm imagining myself jogging with my friends. Yeah, you're on that list once in a while.
Oh, okay. So for me, in the beginning, I just wrote down the same things. It was like automatic, my health, food, shelter, education. I just kept reading the same things, and to a point where I wasn't feeling it anymore, like I didn't feel the gratefulness. So then I started visualizing, and I learned that from Jay Shetty. He'd had this podcast, and he said, instead of writing it, like while you're writing it, think of it, feel it in the moment. So that's what I did. So your visualization technique. So if I'm like, I think about something that happened the day before and why I was grateful for that event. So if I'm at school and they tell you stuff like, oh, you know, you should be grateful that you're in like university, most people don't get to go. Then I'm like, oh yeah, I should be grateful. And so then I become actually grateful.
Yeah, like even for me, like summer school, right? Like when I was in it, like it would have been so easy for me to be like, oh my god, summer school, like I'm here every day, I don't want to be here every day. But when I started saying like I'm grateful for education, it was like I actually have the opportunity to go to school. Like some girls, they can't go to school.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is actually like a privilege that I had.
And then I'm here. You said actually in this video should be a thing.
Sorry. actually. But like, and then I'm sitting in class and I'm like, I don't like doing the essays and stuff, but at the same time, I'm grateful to be here and like learn from everyone. So it was like a completely different perspective. Yeah.
So that's the first section, 3 things they're grateful for.
Yeah.
And the next part is, what would make today great? So you told me you forgot to do this part in your journals.
Yeah, I don't do that in my journals.
It's basically making goals for the day. And so up until now, I've been just putting in my to-do list, so it makes me get things done that I already know I'm going to get done, so it makes me feel better. But I'm going to start putting in things that I don't usually do, like things that I wouldn't typically do, so that will be my new goal for now. So that's good as well, just to have like a certain to-do list. Like 3 things is easy to get done in a day, so it keeps you accountable. Next section, is my favorite section. The next section is daily affirmations.
That's your favorite section?
Recently, yeah.
Huh.
And because it says I am, and then you have to fill in the blank.
For me, that was really hard in the beginning because I find it really easy to say nice things about other people, like just compliments in general. Like it feels natural. But when it's about me, I'm like, I'm creative. Like like I was like writing it, but I didn't really like feel it. And then recently, like I've been doing it in a way that I actually mean it. Like I would say I spread joy because I do that intentionally. I don't know. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, for me, when I saw this section, I was really confused. I'm like, I am what? Like, what do they mean? What is the purpose of this, like, daily affirmation? And so I would just write random stuff, like, I forget what I wrote, but I think I wrote, I am happy, and something like that. And then like, halfway through, while I was doing it, I changed it to action verbs. So I say, I am going to, and then I'd write something. So during my pharmacy interviews, I was really stressed, and I wasn't, like, feeling confident, and what's the word? Like I didn't believe in myself, so then I would say, I'm going to ace the interview, and then I'd put like an action. I'd say by practicing every day or something like that. And that really helped, and it started becoming true, and I was like, whoa, this is crazy. And so I was really skeptical about law of attraction and all these kind of things. But then I like tried to explain it to myself. I'm like, it's basically you think about it and it's in your subconscious, or like it's there in your brain, so when something happens, you're like, oh, this is why it's happening. You know, when that quote that you recently posted?
Yeah, so there's this thing, right? Like if you say, I see a blue car, and then you start noticing all these blue cars, and then instead of focusing on all the negative stuff and like, wow, this sucks, and then you're like, wait, this actually sucks and this sucks,
everything,
you could go like, wow, I'm grateful for this, and all of a sudden you start realizing all these little things that are making your day positive, and it's like,
it's mind changing. Yeah, it's been crazy just seeing how these daily affirmations have like changed my life.
Yeah.
It was too
deep.
I
think sometimes it feels like very instinctive now for me. Like when I'm talking to my friends, right, and if they're going through a hard day, first of all, I'll hear them out. But like after they're done, I'm like, even though you've had a really bad day, I'd be like, what are 3 things that you're grateful for right now, even though like everything's going wrong? And they'll just kind of look at me for a second. They'll be like, oh my God, Saathana, you're doing your positive thing again. But then they'll sit there and then they'll tell me 3 things, and they're like, you know what, like even though this is not going well in the grand scheme of things, I still have so many things going right in my life.
Yeah, I did this too. She was angry when I forget why. She was so upset, and she was just like, you're like sulking and being so annoying. You're like,
like I was having like, so for me, like when I get into my like temper, I guess, like it's just like it wraps around me, right? And it's really easy for me to be negative. Like we weren't born
positive,
like optimistic. Like some people always ask me like, are you always this happy? I get that so many times, but like it's like an intention. Like I wake up being like, I'm going to be grateful today, you know what I mean? So one day, like I was in that negative space, and she just looked at me and she's like,
yelled at you. I'm like,
say 3 things you're grateful for, and I'm like, oh my God.
She's like, no.
Like I had to take a moment, and then it helped me get out of that bubble of negativity. Yeah.
Moving on. So that night you say, what was it? You say 3 amazing things that happened that day. I used to not like the nighttime gratitude journal because it didn't make sense to me. I'm like, I'm already grateful, why keep going? And like I would always skip the nighttime routine, and now that I do it, I see the point of it. Especially when you had like bad days, or it's been like a chill day, you did nothing, you're like, what happened? So it gives you time to reflect and even notice those small things that you didn't realize that made your day happy.
Like you really have to think about it. Yeah, sometimes I'm just like, you know, listening to music on the bus because that's all I have. But like it's a moment. So you kind of appreciate like smaller moments in your life that you don't realize that you're taking advantage of.
Sometimes I forget what even happened in the day. I'm like, wow, I did a lot today, you know, it makes you feel good. So the last section is, how could I have made things better today? And usually I write meditate because I don't meditate as often as I want to. So it's been transferring over for the past few days. But yeah, it keeps you accountable and it shows you what you could do. And that's good.
I always write just like being more productive with my studies because there's always something I could have done for school.
You didn't drink our coffee, or at least I didn't.
I did. I got like a lipstick mark on it too.
So
I don't know if you guys
topic.
could tell. But I'll just drink it this way so they can't see the lipstick mark. Yeah, so I always just write like being productive in school, things like that.
Now I have to chug all my coffee because I forgot about it. I was like so into this. Anyways, so that was basically our journey with 5-minute journal and being grateful.
Practicing gratitude.
Being gratitude because I am gratitude.
We are gratitude. I really do think it changes your life.
It does.
So I hope this video kind of opens up a little bit more about what we do into like the details of how we do it.
Oh, that's awkward.
We're filming a video, you're going to be in it.
So yes, our challenge for you guys is to say 3 things you're grateful for right now. So pause the video and say 3 things. Go. I'm going to pause here with you.
Coffee break.
Okay.
And there you go.
Yeah, definitely give it a try. You don't need the journal to do it at all. You can just write it in your own notebook, paper, even say it out loud like how she did before if that works for you. That's all I got. You can end the video now.
Yeah. And I'm hoping you'll see a positive change. Let us know in the comments below what other topics we should talk about for our coffee chats because it's fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
It's easy to film too.
And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.